Good morning, everyone. Back with another video. I actually wanted to make this yesterday, but the gym was getting too crowded and it was getting a bit too noisy. So I decided, you know what? I'll just make it tomorrow. So, anyway, today I'm going to run you through everything that I did for my pull session yesterday and give you guys some cues on how you can better execute your movements. So, as many of you guys already know, I have moved all of my training sessions here at Unstoppable Fitness since I am also working here as a full-time in-house trainer. So if you guys ever want to work with me closely, you know where to find me. But aside from that, I'm also really excited to show you guys the new kit that just arrived a couple days ago. Really solid stuff. I've had a go with some of them yesterday. The Unilateral Lat Pulldown, which is a lot like the one from Hammer Strength, the one where you have your arms overhead and then down with an underhand grip. That one's really solid. And the Megamass chest supported row, which I really like, and I'll show you guys later. It has a fixed arm path that goes just straight up instead of an arc. So back to the training bit. The program for yesterday was actually really simple. We started off with overhand lat pulldowns, straight arm pulldowns, Megamass chest supported row, unilateral underhand lat pulldowns, and then finishing it off with the prime seated rows. So as you can tell, it was a full back session, one that is more lat focused, and it's one of two pull sessions that I have during the week. The other one will be more thickness focused, which is where I'll do my usual barbell rows that you always see me doing. The reason why I decided to split them apart is because my lats are a lagging body part and it's something that I would like to improve on. Well, actually, everything is lagging. I just need more of everything. Yeah. So, I mean, if I want to hang with the big boys in the open category next year, I'm going to have to be bigger in overall, not just my lats. So doing it this way, I get to allocate more volume to my lats. And then these are all just straight sets. So no supersets, no drop sets, no intensifiers, 2 to 3 working sets per exercise for about 8 to 10 reps to failure. So let's get right into it. The way I'm going to do this is I'm just going to show all the clips that I recorded yesterday, and then I'll voice over them while I'm watching the clips in real time, like I have right here on my phone. So first up, we have the overhand lat pulldowns, classic exercise, back to basics. The saying goes, like I say every time, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. All right. So, and then the reason why I'm starting out on this exercise instead of my usual barbell rows that you guys normally see me doing is because, like I said before, I'm trying to bring up my lats. So if you have a weak body part that you're trying to bring up, allocate most of your volume for that body part at the start of your session, because that's when you're fresh, right? And because you're fresh, you're able to lift heavier weight, and heavier weight means more tension, right? So here, the first thing you want to do is make sure that you're set all the way in, hands on the bar where the bar starts to curve towards the edge. So it'll be a bit of a wider grip for most people. Now, most people say that this is more of an upper back movement. Not really. You're just not executing it properly. So you want to keep your elbows tucked slightly on the way down into the hip whilst keeping your torso as upright as possible, and then leaning back just so slightly, just so you can get the bar to your lower chest, right? So you don't want to be leaning back just for the sake of leaning back, because then you're just going to bring in your upper back and traps. All right, next up, we have the straight arm pull downs. As the name suggests, straight arm, so elbow just shy of lockout, and it stays fixed throughout the whole rep. And then on this, you want to think about reaching your arms as far out in front of you as possible and keep your chin up, and then pull to your knees. All right. And then I like to pause just for a split second at the peak contraction, which is the short range at the short, basically, because I just get a really good pump on my lower lats. All right. Doing it like this, which I also need to have a lot more of right? Again, I just need more of everything, but that's besides the point. So next up, we have the Megamass chest supported row. Now, as you can see, it looks a bit different from your standard chest supported row, and that's because it follows a straight arm path, or rather a straight line from the bottom all the way up to the top. Now, if you ask me, I don't know what difference that makes. I just know that I felt my entire back working much more on this one, and that I was really pumped after this. So all units can feel free to chime in and comment below if you know what the difference is. But anyway, execution on this is very simple. It's the same with any other rowing movement. So make sure you're fully protracting your shoulders at the bottom. Don't keep them retracted, but also don't keep them in protraction at the same time. Right? Like I see with a lot of people doing. Keep your chest and head up the entire time. And then as you pull, you retract your shoulders. Right? And then as for the grip, you want to place your hands where there's a slight neutral angle. So most T-bar rows will have them. So not a strict overhand or neutral grip. And then next up, we have the Unilateral Lat Pulldowns. Now, this one is always very tricky to get right. And it took me quite a while to figure this out because it's easy for the upper back to take over if you don't set it up right. So for me, because I am really short, I have to set the seat up all the way up to the top. So most of you are going to be somewhere in the middle because most people are also taller than me. So then you want to set your ass closer towards the side that you are working and almost kind of lean over just a little bit with the same side leg forward. Then from there, it's elbow straight down to the hip. And the key on this is to lock your hips and torso and focus on not moving your torso and your hips at all throughout the entire set. If you do this right, you will feel your entire lat blow up, especially the lower portion of the lat. And then to finish, we have the prime seated rows. Now this one's a pretty popular piece. And for those of you who don't know, prime machines allow you to change the resistance profile of an exercise. So you can choose to load the shortened, the mid, or the lengthened position of the muscle that you're working on. Generally speaking, I tend to load most exercises on the stretch, not for any particular reason other than one, it feels good. Two, I get a better pump. And I don't care what people say about the pump not contributing to hypertrophy because most people saying that have biceps the size of my forearm. So I don't really give a shit. Same thing on this one. Just really focus on the stretch at the top. Hold it, explode on the way up, slight elbow tuck, and then pull as far back as you can, and then slow on the way down. Rinse and repeat to failure. Very simple. And then this is just a back shot after the session. As you can tell, fucking blown up, pumped to the brim, exclusive, uncensored, unedited. More on my OnlyFans. I actually have a promotion going on right now. And that's it, folks. Now that we have that out of the way, I can finally introduce you to Unstoppable Gym 2.0. Check this out. All right. Now that's the Megamass row that I showed you earlier. And then this is the new assisted dip / pull-up machine, followed by the seated leg curl, hip abduction and adduction machine side by side each other. And then over there is another Megamass row. And then the Unilateral Lat Pulldown is over here. And this one I haven't had to go yet. This is the pullover, as made famous by Dorian Yates. This was his favorite exercise in Italy. All right. I will have a go at them next week. And then a chest converging press. So that's the new kit that arrived. Really nice. And then this is the new waiting area for members and clients. Really nice stuff. And then this area right here is going to be the posing room. So these walls are going to be fully done up with mirrors, and they're also going to be blacked out, right? And then the ceiling, which is not yet done, all right? This whole stretch right here is going to be fully done up as well, filled with lights. So the downlighting is going to look really sick. And that's all we have for today, guys. In the next video, I will be answering all of your questions on IG. I'm sure many of you are wondering why I left my previous sponsor. I'm sure many of you already know who it is. After all, I've been with them for almost 2 years. So yeah, I will answer that in the next video. Aside from that, you can expect to see more content like this where I go over my day-to-day routine, whether it's my training, diet, supplements, whatnot, right? So I'm going to document my entire process going from classic to open. That's about it. Until then, work hard, train hard, and follow your obsession. Audrio signing out.